what does an account plan have to do with problem solving? What does an account plan have to do with problem solving? Well, if we agree that the definition of sales is connecting the dots between a problem and a solution, and that makes sales about solving problems, helping people solve problems. We connect the problem the customer has with the solution that we can deliver, or a solution that somebody else can deliver, because sometimes you're not going to be able to solve all of your customers' problems. Then problem solving becomes really important. And the problem solving framework that I like to use is the same one that I'll use inside organizations when talking about account planning. And the first thing that we want to do is we want to talk about what. What is the problem that we're looking to solve? What problem? This is about defining something. How do we define the problem? Let's deconstruct it down to the smallest parts. Let's not talk about some real complicated problem. If we've got a complicated problem, we're gonna have to split it up into some smaller chunks so that we can actually solve it. So let's deconstruct that problem. What's the problem that needs to be solved, that we're solving inside the organization? How does the customer state it? How does the customer state it? Let's get alignment around the definition of what the problem is. The next thing I want to know is who. And there's three different who's. There's who has the problem, who cares about the problem, and then who cares about the people who have the problem. So again, we're going to go who has the problem, who cares about the problem, who's impacted by the problem, right? Who cares about the people who have the problem. Then we're going to flip over to the other side of the equation. We're going to talk about why. And what I want to know here, clear definitions. I want to know, why does the problem continue to exist? Why does it persist? And why is it important to solve? Mike Hook made a comment earlier, why is it important to solve now? That was one of the comments he added to a post earlier, or a couple of weeks ago. So what problem? Who has it? Who cares about it? Who cares about the people who have it? Why does it persist? Why is it important to solve? And for those of you who've seen me present on this, you hear me talk about the Mary Poppins view of problem solving or account planning. If we can't answer those three questions, we don't deserve to go any further. We just don't deserve. We've not earned the right to go any further. So then the next piece I want to understand beyond this is how. How? Why do I care about how? How are they solving it today? How would we solve in the future? Okay, so now we're really starting to connect the dots between problem and solution, but we have more context. Problem, solution, we have more context. Remember, we go from what to who to why to how. Next thing we want to know is when. What's the timeline? When do we need to solve it by? Is this thing critical? We're not going to go through a problem-solving technique like this if someone's bleeding out. It doesn't make sense. Things are going to go through a lot faster. So, we might be really quick. What's the problem? Problem is there's a lot of blood. Who has it? The person who's bleeding. Why did it happen? Well, whatever. How are we going to be able to solve? Let's get a tourniquet. Let's get a tourniquet, or let's do something. As you can tell, I'm not a doctor. And no, the joke doesn't go with staying at Holiday Inn Express either. The next thing we want to do beyond the what, who, why, how, when is what's our short term, medium term, long term next steps. I like to think about this in the context of 30, 60, and 90. 30, 60, 90-day plan. What's our 30, 60, 90, short-term, medium-term, long-term, next 3 minutes, 6 minutes, 9 minutes? What are the things that have to happen so that we do those in the right order? This functionally allows us, when thinking about a customer, is what problem, who, how many levels of who's do we have in the organization? Why, how many levels do we have of why? How, what kind of detail do we have? What's our timeline so that we can hold ourselves accountable? And when do we have some kind of compelling event from a customer acquisition perspective that we're working toward so that we can work backward and identify where some of the urgency is. This model, if we can't answer any of these questions, if any of the questions are tough or difficult for us to answer, then this shape can't hold water, and now we have risk in our deal. This approach works for both problem solving inside our household, problem solving with our customers, and working on account planning. And this becomes a way that you can go through and simplify connecting the dots between a problem and a solution. Because once you've gone through this piece, now the problem is known and the solution is known. And now what we're doing is we're just talking about mapping things. Ink's a little dry on the whiteboard. It's time to get rid of this marker. Hope you enjoyed it. If you found value in this, let me know in the comments and share it with somebody else who would benefit from it. Thank you.